Howdy folks, welcome back to Railroader. It's a beautiful day here on the Fedora Railroad, and we're over here at Dillsboro. Gonna do some switching and then head on back down to Silva. I need to drop off some of these pulpwood cars, pick up some empties. I forgot to take the empties with me when I was headed down the line. Had a bunch of drop-offs and stuff on the way out, and I'm just coming back now with a load, and we've picked up one flat car, and then I've got, I think there's a flat car down here we need to pick up. Let's hop back in the engine here. We're on the little 2183 switcher. And I think we need to grab this flat car. Yeah, we need to grab that other flat car there as well. So I think we'll just poke in, get both those cars, tack it on, stick the tanker back in. I think that makes the most sense. So let's lock on a handbrake. Kick that off. And let's see, let's get some lights on. There we go. I'm going to try driving this thing. If you've watched much, you know, I don't do a lot of driving. I usually let the AI do it and I play conductor. But we'll try doing a little driving ourselves. It's a diesel. It's easy, right? What could possibly go wrong? Well, I could get to yapping and let it get away from me. That could definitely happen. Let everybody know we're coming through. Alright, that's enough out of you, Belle. So naturally, the car we need to pick up is on the inside, because that's just how it goes. Let's ease on up here. Go ahead and knock that brake off. A little bit of squeak in there as we came around the curve. I don't know if they'll be able to hear that on YouTube. I could hear it in my headphones. Pull down just a bit here. Need enough speed we can get a good couple. That'll work. A little hard to see this stuff under the gravel. Or on top of the gravel. Some of you guys were saying that like notch 1 on these early diesels was basically idle, so that kind of makes sense from the behavior I was seeing. Now I don't want to shove this into the bumper, so we're going to go ahead and leave that brake on. And we'll try to couple up just about 2 miles an hour. That should be enough to set the knuckles. Perfect. I'll tell myself that we're set and centered by blowing the horn. Okay, this guy is 2/3 or better full, so it's got a little bit of weight to it. Let's go ahead and back up. Give her the beans. You see this one still needs to set right there. So we'll have to stick it back. I don't think it matters in the game, but I'm not sure you'd want to be pulling this heavy load with 2 flat cars. But I don't think it matters in game, and the curves are fairly broad, so I don't think there's much chance of us, what do they call it, string lining, or I forget what the terminology is. It helps if you put it in gear there, buddy. Probably pretty good. And then all these cars are still just getting processed. So once we grab this and set the tanker back, we need to head on down to Silva. We're here at Dillsboro. Just west of Silva and the interchange. There we go. That was a good hard couple. I think we got it. I could have been paying a little more attention. And we'll go ahead and set you, and then we're going to unhook you. Release the independent, and we're off. Now, is there a way to set... No, you can only have one headlight on at a time, it looks like, at least with these controls. I was wondering if maybe we could set both headlights to dim. Doesn't look like that's a thing, though. We just got one car, so I'm going to use the independent to stop. Oops. Let's grab the right control there, engineer. Someday we'll have some scenery buildings here. It'll make it a little more obvious where these go. This goes in this first little spot here. I'm a little fast, so I'm going to go ahead and use the train brake. Slow us down. That will work. If I apply the train brake... Yeah, the locomotive brake's completely separate. Alright, I was just making sure. I thought that's how that worked. Ooh, easy. Slow down. Slow down! Really need to drag that up to 50%. I'm a wild man on the throttle. There you go. All right. We'll release you. Lace up the hoses. Get our rear light on. And we're going to head on out of town. And we're off. All these are headed for the Silva area. Should be lined up for that. So we just have to buzz all the way down to Silva. It's always further apart than I remember. I was thinking maybe I had just put the passenger train in there, so we need to switch that back over. You're on manual, so that's good. Keeping an eye on the speed there. And then we're good to come all the way back through here. And I've got the flat cars. I think I might just leave the whole train together. So we need to come through there and up through there. We need to get those empties eventually. I could go ahead and drop the log cars off and then take the flat cars down to the interchange, but it's okay. We'll switch with the flat cars on. All right, back over to here. We're coming through the gap. Not a terrible amount of speed built up so far. Hopping the old engine here. Go ahead and get her wound up. Do we even have an amp meter? I don't think we do. It's not that detailed. It's not run 8. Listen to her roar. Or hum. It's kind of like an angry vacuum cleaner. So I'm going to trundle on down the line. And I'll pick back up when we're down in Silva. That didn't take too long at 30 miles an hour. I will admit, though, I had it on AI control for a little bit because I was checking in on some work stuff. I'm recording this on my lunch breaks. Time's been tight. Work has been super duper busy. Wanted to try to get some railroading in. One, because I enjoy it. And two, because I want to get a Saturday video out for y'all. Alright, let's go ahead and notch all the way down. And we can start getting some brakes on. This uses way more brake pressure than modern trains. I don't know if that's normal. I'm always surprised by how much braking effort it takes. Based on running huge freight trains in Run 8. It uses a lot more air. So I went a little over. Go and get the headlight back on. Keep her at about 15 here while we're switching in the area. 15-ish. Is this downhill? Oh, it is a little bit of a downhill. All right. Fair enough. So we'll just coast on over here. I didn't set up my switch list. Are any of these guys need picked up? No, they're still good. So we just need to come over here, pull these empties out, stick them over there, stick the loads in, and then back out of here. That is the plan. Back here so we can hear the engine. I get to put myself back in the cab. I was doing that flyby. Got to put myself back in the cab. Who's driving this train? Who's slowing this train down so we don't slam into those cars? Just saying how I got off guard by the brakes. There we go. Get a little more reasonable speed as we pull up here. Yeah, that'll be fine. Can I actually even see? I'm over here, I can see. We got the magic outside view. That'll work. Let me guess, I'm going to stop just short of the knuckle. Yep. All right. Give her a little push. Push. That'll work. Okay, knock off the handbrake. I don't think these guys have air in them. Oh, they are. They do have bottled air. So we'll just tug them out. They're empty. Then we'll air them up when we're pulling them on out of here the rest of the way. I'm just going to set them over here so I can set the loads in. What I usually do is I take the empties up with me to Barker's, and I just forgot this time. So I'll have to make another trip up to Barker's. I like those little sounds of the cars rolling by. Sounds good. Alright, we can probably start slowing down here. Oh, not too much, though. Not too much. Make sure we don't bleed off all of our speed. Yeah, these go up to Barker's Creek. Oh, well, it won't take much fuel to run empties up there and come back. Not a big deal. Yeah, those still don't have any air in the cylinders. At least they shouldn't. See if I can get them to roll clear before we get down here to the switch. I think they're close enough to the frog. We can go ahead and throw those points. We're playing a little fast and loose with the rules. Come on, guys. Keep on rolling. Yeah, we're going to be clear. That'll work. Making sure I was on the right car there. Then we just got to pull these right in here. Drop them off. And these two are going to the interchange. So we can drop these guys off after we come out. Back onto the main. We'll run these down to the interchange and get around them. And then we can shove the empties back up to Barker's. I'll double check and see if there's anything else headed that direction. I think this pretty much finishes up the switching in the area, but I'll check in with the freight agent here in just a bit. Just to make sure. And that's actually good right there. Don't need to shove them all the way in. Not doing a good job managing my headlight. See if I can go a whole video with me driving the train and not wrecking anything. And we got two light flat cars, so I'm going to just use the independent. We're less than 10 miles an hour. Should be fine. They're virtual brake shoes. Maybe not that many beans. I want to give it some beans, but not all the beans. That flat? Yeah, this flat up here. I get asked a lot how to do that. If you hold down Shift question mark and then hover over a track, it'll show you the grade and degree of curvature. At least on a normal, like, US QWERTY keyboard, that's what you hold down. You can always check your controls. I think that's in the controls now. I don't think it used to be. Nope, not the console. Company, switch list, engine. Equipment, preferences. I think it's under preferences, right? Or is it in the guide? Controls. I thought they had added it here. Maybe not. If it's in here, I'm missing it. Should be like shift question mark. Most of the controls are in here. That's interesting. Is it in the, if we go to preferences, input, customize bindings? Yeah, query. So it's called query. Shift, I guess it's the / key, but on a US QWERTY keyboard, it's the / question mark key. Hold down shift on that and then hover over the track. It's under movement for some reason. Might want to get that in the guide there someday. Okay, all brakes are released. Quit yapping and get to moving. So we can head on all the way out. And then we can just leave the log cars right here on the main. Bob's your uncle. Let me, let's go check. Well, that's rolling backwards. Let's zoom up to station over here. Whee! Go check here for freight. Destination. Yeah, we're good. We got everything. Everything picked up and dropped off. I kill my sound if I tab over here. Mom is messaging. Come on, little engine. So let's just cut loose from these guys. We'll cheat a little bit. Okay, well, I'm going to run these down to the interchange and run the flat cars up to Barker's. That's going to be pretty boring, so I'll end the video here. Thanks as always for hanging out for a little switching, and I'll catch you in the next adventure. Take care.